Only one kid in history had ever attempted what Benny was about to. And he got eaten. So we were worried. Real worried. Even when Benny brought out the secret weapon. Shoes guaranteed to make a kid run faster and jump higher. PF Flyers.
We can't let him do this, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is the Slate Laced podcast. Blair, how we doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. This is episode 93. So we're
93?
I think.
Dang.
Look, 93, I think, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But we're making our way through, guys. And we also got some dope stuff on the way. Some improvements for season 2 that we hoping.
Okay.
What did you think it was?
I didn't know what you were referring to.
Well, we always look into the future.
Mm-hmm.
So season 2, we hope to have some more jazzy stuff for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Get a little set going. We'll see what we can do. What the budget allows. What's in it. We'll see what we can do.
Yep.
But it's definitely going to be some good stuff on the way. But anyways, as we wrap this up, we're going to be talking the movie that made $162 million at the box office.
Okay, that's what it's made so far.
Yeah, that was opening weekend.
Man.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The name of the movie is, which y'all probably already know by the insane number up front, is Barbie. So we talking Barbie. We're going to get into the review. We're going to get into all that stuff. But first, the synopsis. Barbie suffers a crisis that leads her to question her world and her existence. That's all they give you. It is written by Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, and it is directed by Greta Gerwig. Blair, your initial thoughts with this one? Because mine are, it's interesting, but go ahead, you get into it.
I don't think I really was going to watch it initially.
Okay, and you watched it first.
I did. I saw it the second night it was out.
So he contributed to the 162 million.
Yeah, sure did. I know when we were growing up, I didn't really care for Barbie.
Yeah, I had Barbies.
Yeah, you did. You had the
I had the car. Yeah. I had the convertible. I had the vet.
Yeah, you had the whip.
The vet.
Yeah, that's now a classic. Right?
Yep. Should have kept it.
So just like thinking back, right? Like it never really was my thing. And then I think I remember people telling me, man, this movie Barbie's going to come out. It's got like 1 million people in there, like, right? Like A-listers and stuff. And I was just like, man, that doesn't sound like my type of movie.
Ensemble.
Yeah. Then I never really saw a trailer or anything about it either. But, yeah, I mean, then like as it slowly like got towards the date, I guess I changed my mind. I was just like, dang, I guess I will go check it out. Also, I just had people like pushing me, like really wanted me to go see it. And then also somebody I work with also had just like kind of mentioned, he was like, the writer is kind of like your style, and like what you're into. So I think that,
Noah.
Yeah, I think that
and Greta.
you would like the movie.
And you do like Greta anyways.
Yeah.
20th Century Women. That's your flick. Flick them up.
So yeah. And then I think you were saying something about it too. So yeah, it was just like, all right, I guess I'm gonna go watch.
Yep.
And then the rest is history.
There we go. Jinx. Before I get into my initial thoughts, sorry, I got to read off some of the cast here because Blair mentioned the lovely ensemble. It's starring Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, Issa Rae, Kate McKinnon, Alexandra Shipp, Dua Lipa, Will Ferrell, Simu Liu, Kingsley Ben-Adir, among others. Michael Cera is also in it. America Ferrera. It's got a bunch of people. All right. The budget. I mean, I hope they made enough with paying everybody.
How much was the budget?
I don't know.
Oh.
But they made 162. But they might have spent 162.
You saying that's 162 opening weekend though?
Yeah. So now it's probably up to $1 billion. I feel like,
man,
because people have been going in droves. And did you wear pink, by the way, when you went to go see it?
I wore pink socks.
Okay, that's contributing to the cause. No, I didn't wear any pink.
No, my bad. I'm lying. I didn't even wear pink socks. I wore pink fitted.
Okay, well there you go. Because people was like, I worked near a movie theater, so I was just seeing everybody walk up in pink, and I didn't even notice it until one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, this is for Barbie," and I was like, "Oh, that's why." Yeah. So yeah, people came in Barbie fashion.
Dang, you really do work right by that theater.
Yeah.
Low key is kind of a new theater, like within the last 10 years that it's been there. Or has it been longer than 10 years
No, it's been there. They just remodeled it.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's been there.
Nah, but yeah, so I was on Thursday before the movie came out. Mm-hmm. People were able to go see it.
Yeah.
And so I'm in Burbank, walking around, going to get ice cream. And like
Thrifties?
Huh?
Thrifties?
Nah, not Thrifties. I actually just went to Shake Shack and got a
little shake. Okay.
I was originally trying to go to Foster Freeze, but the one in Burbank.
In the Valley?
No, I was trying to go to the one in Burbank, but they closed at like 9 or something.
Yeah,
something
the hours
crazy.
are whack. The hours are whack.
Yeah.
Frosty, Mr. Freeze got to get on it.
He do, because I pulled up and on the Google it says that they're open. And you know how like they don't really say that they're closed when I pull up, but like the lights are basically off. So I walk, I'm like, dang, I guess they closed. And another dude pulls up too, and he's like, wait, what? Like, what's going on? But anyway, so now I'm by the theater, and there's a bunch of people just kind of like wearing pink, and I'm like, wait, what? Is it that crazy? Like, I must have missed the memo where everybody's like wearing pink, and it's like people coming out in waves.
Yep.
And I knew it was going to be crazy because that was Thursday.
The day before.
The day before that it initially releases, right? Like, obviously you can see it, but like
the
this
original,
is before,
yeah.
right. So I'm like, dang, this is crazy. And you know, I was excited for Oppenheimer. Still haven't seen it.
Oh, me neither.
But you know, I was
it's
more
3
excited.
hours.
Right. I was more excited for that versus Barbie. So it's kind of crazy to see that there was so much hype around Barbie. And then I ended up driving somewhere else and past another theater, and there was several hundred people still coming out of that one wearing pink. And I'm like, oh wow, this is like kind of like low key an epidemic. Then I'm like on Instagram, and I see like guys like making skits about wearing pink to go watch Barbie and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, people are that serious about this thing. And so I'm like, oh okay, dang, this is crazy. So then Friday comes along, and I'm trying to buy tickets, and every single theater I'm trying to buy tickets for is basically sold out.
Yep.
And it's not sold out, but there's like only a couple seats left, and they're usually in the front. And I usually don't do like even in the middle, like I don't do the one open seat, and then I got to be packed in.
No, I need to be locked to the corners.
Right. I need a corner, and I need my space. So I'm like,
do not pick the seat next to me, because then I'll go front row and I'll be like this.
Yep. So I'm one of those dudes, like, you know, I'll pick like the one next to the handicap, because I'm like, traditionally no one, at every theater I've gone to, no one handicapped has ever pulled up. Right, so I like usually try to pick one of those, because I'm like, no one's gonna come and sit next to me with those, right? Because those are really supposed to be reserved for handicap. Mm-hmm. So I ended up doing that, but yeah, it was just jam packed. Everyone in there wearing pink. There's like all the merchandise stuff. Mm-hmm. Then my job hopped on it. We got a Barbie special. You know, you can get a salad and a pink wine all for $32. So you know, I mean,
capitalize on it.
I knew it was real.
Yep. No, before I get into a little bit of mine, initial thoughts, I definitely didn't go to theme. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing until I started seeing other people.
Theme now, low key.
Yeah, low key, purple, pink, you know. But I didn't know it was a thing until I started seeing it, and I was like, dang. Well, I went after work, so I didn't have enough time to go and change. But
so you would have did it?
Nah, probably not.
Oh, okay.
Although I do have this nice little pink shirt. But anyway. Get into some of the initial thoughts. I don't know that I was excited to see it. Even though I was a Barbie fan, had the dolls, had the car, didn't have like the dream house or nothing like that, but definitely participated in Barbie, was a consumer of Barbie, had a Barbie shirt. I don't know. I didn't know what the movie could be. I didn't know where they were going to go with it. I was just like, okay, this is odd. So I don't know that I was excited, but I loved seeing the hype around it. I think I saw, like, this is one where I literally only saw maybe a tiny bit of the trailer. This is one movie I went into and I didn't really see the trailer, which is very rare.
It's good, though, like that. I do. I think it's...
Yeah, I know you prefer that, yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the movies where I went in, didn't really know much about it, just kept reading that same sentence. She starts to question her reality, and I was like, okay. So yeah, I mean, we'll get into some of the pros and cons, but it is like interesting how the movie ended up unfolding, and then what it became. But yeah, I didn't really have any high expectations. I honestly didn't think I was going to like the movie, if I'm being truthful. But yeah, with that said, let's kind of get into some of the pros here. Blair, your pros? If you got any?
Yeah, I have pros. It was not what I expected.
Facts.
I like the message behind it. I like getting two different perspectives. You get your male perspective and your female perspective. And I just kind of like how it's basically showing how history was in the past and how we've kind of like just kind of progressed within society in the way that we see the construct of male and female patriarchy, right, through the years and stuff. So it was kind of intriguing to kind of watch that. The music was fun, right? It just made me think about all like the Barbie classic. I mean, they really had the theme down, so that was also a positive for me as well. Liked seeing the setting, you know, it was kind of like right by my job, down the street from it. So it was, you know, that was
in the heart of it, in the heart of LA.
Of it, you know, that was also a positive. That was a positive as well. I thought the writing was pretty good as well. One of my favorite characters is, I can't think of her name, but you know who it is. It's your homegirl off of SNL.
Kate McKinnon?
Yeah.
Weird Barbie. Shout out Weird Barbie.
She was probably the dopest character.
But she's always funny though in anything.
Yeah,
like,
she just knows. She knows how to push that.
Yeah, and she's probably improv like a lot of that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, like, literally right now, I'm pretty sure a lot of stuff that she did wasn't really in the script, but they also had her in mind, so they were just like, well, we know
they're gonna let her riff.
Right. She'll be able to take it to that next level, and she sure did take it to that next level. It was funny.
Take it to another level.
She knew how to just kind of make people feel so uncomfortable, you know, within that. So man, it was great. It was definitely entertaining from beginning to end. I liked getting what because you know, we haven't reached that point of society, I guess, where you could say that females dominate everything, right? So it was kind of cool to see what a perspective right would be like if they were to be able to, you know. And then it was fun when, you know, it's kind of like you had the male perspective where they're just like, oh, we gotta take it back to where it was, you know. It just kind of like it's a very,
they wanted to make America great again,
right? It was a very harsh sense of reality in the world that we actually do live in. And I thought it was a little bit deeper than like what I probably anticipated it was going to be when I was going in to watch it, right? I didn't think that I was going to get hit with like metaphors and have to really like dig deep and really think about it, you know. But it was cool to kind of see them being in Century City, where it's just like buildings and business, right? And when you think about those things, you think about that's male driven, right? And male dominated. So it's like when you see that, that's still part of the message and what they're trying to show and what they're trying to talk about. So they really did do a fantastic job really doing that. So I had quite a few positives, as you can see. It was definitely an entertaining flick, and was pleasantly surprised when it was kind of unfolded. And I was just like, oh, wow, I did not anticipate it going this route. I thought it would have just been some, you know, little, you know, jump around love.
Yeah, it's impossible to even guess where this movie's gonna go. Like, when you think of Barbie,
but we also both didn't see the trailer too. So
exactly.
Trailer,
maybe you would know. But it's also just like, what they gonna do with Barbie? Like, you know, like that kind of thing. So, I mean, I pretty much agree with Blair's pros. But some of mine would be like the diversity of the cast. Because when you think Barbie, you automatically think white, blonde woman. You know, you hear Margot's cast, so you're like, okay, the whole cast is gonna look like her, you know, and then the men are gonna look like Ryan Gosling. You know, you got your two leading stars, and you're like, okay, we know what this movie's about. But, you know, they shook things up. They gave you, you know, Hispanic, black, disabled, able-bodied. They gave you all those kind of characters in it.
Yeah, inclusive for sure.
Yeah, so that was unique to see. Wasn't expecting that. I knew, like, because obviously I knew Issa was in it, Issa Rae. shout out to Insecure. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be some diversity in there, but I didn't know that they was gonna fully commit to it, which was good to see. Yes.
The men, for the most part, though, were all ripped.
Yeah, I mean, but the women were still pretty thin too. Like, it's not like
there was some thicker Barbies and stuff too.
I think there was like one, but still they kind of stuck to the standard, the general standard. But yeah, I get what Blair's saying. There was like one like plus size, but other than that, it was still kind of. But regardless, you got some diversity in there. It was nice to see. And then even with the Kens, there was Black Ken, Asian Ken, you know. Yeah. So they went all the way. It was cool. I didn't know how far they would go, but that was awesome to see. Obviously the positive messaging, right? That's the central theme to the whole movie. It's just about, you know, feminism and the patriarchy and how toxic masculinity is. What it would look like if you grew up in a world with just positive feminist messaging, and no, you know, anything like men kind of being reliant or a plus one of a woman rather than the other way around. You kind of get to see what that world's like. So that was interesting. That's something that's unique. I mean, that gets a lot of points for me. On, you know, how creative and, you know, unique this movie is. Right. So that was cool. The set design was dope. Mm-hmm. Like, to actually see Barbie's dream house, like, as a set was kind of crazy. Because, again, all I know is from the commercials in the early 90s, like, Barbie dream house. Mm-hmm. But, you know, to actually see it come to life on screen, the colors, all that kind of stuff, it was good. The cars. It was definitely cool to see. Even the clothes. Because some of those was a lot of her outfits that she wears. Yeah. Like the Barbie, the cowgirl thing they had was dope. Like that hat was fire. Yeah. Like a lot of the, so that was interesting for me. The Ken character was cool. Ryan Gosling for sure knocked it out of the park, as he usually does. I like you don't think he was usually good?
No, I was just like, dude was ripped and glistening the whole movie.
Yeah, he was glistening, that platinum blonde he had going on. He looked a little crazy with that hair, but you know, he was doing it. But no, I mean, again, it was awesome to see a man be a plus one. So that was kind of cool, and that's what I mean by the whole Ken-ness of it all. Now, again, I thought he was a little overboard sometimes. I can do without the sing song and all that kind of stuff. That's not really my vibe. You guys know by watching this podcast, I'm not like a musical gal. So that was one of the digs. But for me, like, pretty much the storyline, the positive messaging, the cast, all that creative stuff was good, and it was decently entertaining. I'm not gonna say like it was the best, but I wasn't bored and I wasn't looking at my phone. But you know, why there's good, there's some bad, and there's some bad for me. Blair, you got some cons?
Within the messaging, it felt like they were really trying to shove it down our
throats.
Thank you.
That's
as if we wouldn't have gotten
it. That's literally what mine was. But go.
I mean, it's just, you know.
And this is rare because we don't really agree when it comes to cons.
Yeah, that is true, huh?
Slate Laced first.
Yeah.
Go.
But it's just kind of like, all right, like I understood it way back then, you know.
We saw it. We understood it. Yeah.
Minute.
When she woke up.
You know, like, just, you know, even just seeing the change in the world and then how she's struggling to deal with it. Like, I'm getting the message right then and there.
Yeah,
so you don't
like, relax.
You don't have to continue to put people on a soapbox and make them preach. You know what I mean? Like, we understand it. We get it. You know, we know what it's about. We hip to it, right? So it just kind of ended up being like way too much and sometimes over the top. And then the singing sequences and stuff just kind of going on longer than it should have, you know. So those were two of my cons. They ended up being like kind of really big ones because those are moments and things that if we kind of thought it out more, we could trim more onto the runtime of the film. Not saying that the film was going too long,
but there were some scenes that could have been
it could have been trimmed up just a bit,
and mainly the ones with the little girl. Like, I felt like cut her time down, like, because she didn't. Once we found out it was the other memory, like it wasn't her memories, like
right,
chop it, chop her out, go.
No, so no, honestly, those were my two biggest. Outside of that, I mean, it was entertaining, so I don't have too many gripes, but those are my two biggest ones because obviously they play major parts into this film. So
I mean, this is probably the first time I 110% agree with what Blair was saying. It's too preachy with the with the feminism, and then We get it, and I agree. That's not to say, you know, I don't agree. I 100%, I'm down for all this diversity and positivity and positive female messaging, but like they just kept hammering it into us, and it almost seemed like the movie was about nothing else. Right? It was just kind of like, got it. What's gonna now happen? Got it. Next, like, so it was a lot of that. And then even when Ken discovers men and you see all these stereotypical men scenes, it was just kind of like, got it. It was funny the first time, but now it's like the joke is done. Joke is done. You know, so it just like they stayed on that so long, it almost makes you want more from the movie. So I guess that's my second con. It's just like I left wanting like another plot point. I wanted like, I was like, that's really it. Like that's how I said, it's real. That's it.
Yeah.
Like I wanted a little bit more from the movie. That's not to say it's bad, but it's just like I don't know what I was expecting when I walked in there. Because again, I had no clue what to expect, what they were gonna do with Barbie. But that wasn't it. Like I wanted just a little touch up, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, other than the deep message and stuff, it really just wasn't too much to the movie.
Right.
And you know,
it's very surface level.
So it makes me think too. You know, when you create a character like Barbie, right, who is supposed to be like perfect, right, in like great shape, blonde, like tall, whatever, right. Usually, you know, what comes with that is like the sort of airhead, I guess you would say, mentality where it is not expected of them to think that much. So then I guess it's kind of expected then to get a movie like Barbie and not really expect that much.
Yeah.
Because the character in the film somewhat sort of match. But with this film, what makes it interesting, I guess, even though that kind of is like what it is that you have all these other Barbie characters that are much smarter than her, right?
Yeah.
That do have
because
like the
she's
lawyer
technically
Barbie and the president Barbie and stuff, right?
Because she's technically superficial Barbie, so she is that stereotypical pretty blonde. And that's something to keep in mind when you critique it too. Because like Blair said, there are other Barbies that are doing this high achieving stuff. Yeah. But for the sake of the movie, we're focusing on superficial Barbie because now she's realizing many things. But she is technically supposed to be that.
So, since it's superficial Barbie, we're getting superficial movie, right? So it's like a lot of fluff there, and it isn't really, like I said, it's deep within the messaging, but it's not that deep because Barbie is not that deep, right? You can't, I guess we can't like make her super complex because her character is not a complex character, right? Like
it's honestly,
it is a stereotypical image of what like a model white girl would be. You know what I mean?
It's just honestly like amazing that they got 54 minutes out of this. Like, it's amazing they stretched the plot to do this. So maybe we don't need to like be banging on it so much because it's like, what was she gonna do? Yeah,
but it's funny because you know when you're watching it, kind of like unfold. I guess all of it is just sort of unpredictable, but like it's not super challenging. I feel like for what the characters are kind of going through, like, right, there's like, I guess a sense of world domination if the men were to take over the way that, you know, but it just doesn't seem so like, you know, grim, like, oh man, like you know, like the world is getting ready to end. We need Barbie to come in here and kind of save the day. It just isn't all that much, but like I said, the stuff for me that is fun is like Michael Cera and like his
because Alan was kind of just, he was middle of the road, he wasn't picking sides.
So it's kind of stuff like that made it worthwhile for me.
He does seem to do good in his films as well. Like he's another guy that like they just throw in there and he's doing him and it's gonna work, you know. But what I didn't like, I got another bone to pick with this movie. I didn't like all the Matchbox 20 bashing. So when they were singing the song, playing the guitar,
that's your favorite.
That's Push by Matchbox 20 for those of you that don't know, and that's not funny. We're not gonna slander them. We're not gonna make that a bro song. That's my band. Like I've been rocking with Matchbox 20 since like middle school, so we're not having that. And then they had another. And then they had another one. They had another song by Matchbox 20 that was in it that they made fun of when they're like, "It's Ken's playlist." It wasn't Push, but I want to say, was it Unwell? It was another Matchbox 20 song, and I said, oh, that's how they gonna do my band. Okay, so y'all gonna make them the butt of the joke. Got it.
But also,
we're not gonna slander.
The time period of Barbie, But yeah, I feel you.
We're not gonna slander Rob Thomas and the boys. We're not doing it. Shout out to Matchbox 20. I just had to let y'all know y'all still cool in my book.
Yeah.
And they are touring right now, so get some tickets to go somewhere. Blair, any other pros, cons before we kind of move into the ratings here?
No.
Because you know the ratings were phenomenal.
Oh, they were?
I won't say phenomenal, but they were pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good. If you guys know where that's from, it's Curb.
Well, now they do.
Yeah. So Rotten Tomatoes gave it 88% fresh. That's pretty. That's up there. That's and then 83% on that audience score. So they're kind of they're kind of right there with them, neck and neck.
That's crazy.
I was gonna try to say like in stride with them.
Mm-hmm.
Back in stride.
I knew it was coming.
That's a good song.
I knew that was coming.
And then the piece.
I know someone who don't know that song.
What?
Dad don't know that song.
You probably know it. Let us know in the comments.
It's a shame.
Another rating from the people of IMDb, 7.4. So again, not that far off from the 88%. It's a 7.4. When you can get into the 7s on IMDb, that's a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, that's true.
But we're gonna get into the only rating that matters, the Slate rate. Let's go. It's not real until it's been Slate rated. Blair, 1 to 5, entertainment.
That's crazy. 4.
What?
Because I'm realizing the rating of it.
Oh, you giving it 4, entertainment?
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Okay, 1 to 5, creativity.
Yeah, I mean, it was creative.
The creativity is going to be what saves it because we've never seen... I mean, we've seen the Bratz Dolls movie where they did a live...
I didn't see it.
But it's a movie.
Okay.
Like a live action doll movie. But it's like...
Yeah. Or Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That, all those Sonic, the Hedgehog, them is all dolls. All these action figures. So I guess...
Yeah, but the messaging, you don't get that.
You don't get this kind of messaging. You wouldn't see this superficial doll, which people have been bashing in a sense of it's not a feminist icon. They're just like... Yeah. It's brought us back 20,000 years playing with a Barbie. So to twist that narrative on its head and make this Barbie stand for something else, now I'm kind of thinking about it. I got to respect it a little bit more. So, thanks for bringing that to the light.
Dang. I'm going to give it a 4, though.
4. So you got 8 out of 10. You right there behind with the Rotten.
Initially, I didn't think that, but then obviously
you up there with Rotten.
Within our system, though, it's not rotten.
The system is the system.
Yeah.
I'm going 1 to 5 entertainment. I'm going solid middle of the road. I'm going 3.
Okay. Now,
it wasn't boring, but I also just wasn't like revved up. You know, I wasn't hyped. I had a couple chuckles here and there, but I could have used a little more laughs.
Yeah.
1 to 5 creativity from literally what I just said of them flipping that narrative of what Barbie stereotypically is and making it kind of like a feminist moment. I gotta give it a little more credit because I was probably gonna go middle of the road with creativity as well.
Yeah.
But now I'm gonna bump it up.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
So I'm going 7. You got an 8.
Yeah. I mean, like just the sets and everything and all the colors and stuff alone. I mean, it was dope to see.
The set design was fire. The set design was fire. The costume design was fire. That part was visually it was nice to look at. Yeah.
Even when it switched to the men.
Yeah. It was cool. So I mean, go see it, but it's not something that you got to run to for me. Blair, would you agree?
Yeah, I'd say walk, don't run.
Yeah. Do a light, good cardio step.
Follow safety procedures.
Yeah.
Fire alarm is on.
Exactly.
I'd say go see it.
It's nothing that you got to go see tonight, but it is a decent flick. If you want to see what all the hype's about, definitely go check it out. But it's a 7 out of 10 and an 8 out of 10 from the Slate Laced gang, guys. But enough on that movie. Blair, what you seeing next? Probably Oppenheimer, huh?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That's one that we definitely have to check out.
I just haven't had 3 hours to carve.
Yeah. When you busy, thinking about Oppenheimer is a chore.
Yeah.
And I haven't had that kind of downtime either, so I'm just like, man. But it's something that I want to get into. I've seen the trailer. Didn't make sense. So I'm already feeling Christopher Nolan-y. I'm feeling like we're about to be in his wheelhouse. And it's going to be another little mind bender, but that's what he does best. Blair, anything else? Any other movies?
No.
We are going to have some Slate Laced sports for you because I'm already thinking, sent something to the group. We'll get into it on the next episode. We'll get into some Slate Laced sports, and obviously we got some shoe things for you.
Yep.
We got some more Adidas news. All that's coming, guys. We're almost at season 2. Stay tuned. Stay with us. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. You guys, it is the Slate Laced gang. We out.
Yep.